The warm September sun shone down on the French countryside as Prince William and Princess Kate enjoyed what they thought was a private vacation. They had chosen a secluded chateau owned by William's uncle, believing it would offer them the privacy they desperately needed away from the constant media attention. Kate stepped onto the private terrace wearing only a bikini top, feeling safe and relaxed for the first time in months. The royal couple had been under intense scrutiny following their recent wedding, and this vacation was meant to be their escape from the cameras and crowds that followed them everywhere. Unknown to them, hidden in the trees nearly a mile away, a photographer with a powerful telephoto lens was capturing every moment. The paparazzi had discovered their location and was determined to get photos that would sell for enormous sums to magazines around the world. William and Kate spent their days swimming, sunbathing, and simply enjoying each other's company. They read books by the pool, shared quiet meals on the terrace, and took long walks through the private gardens. For a brief moment, they felt like any normal young couple in love, free from the responsibilities and expectations of royal life. The photographer continued his surveillance for several days. Taking hundreds of pictures from his hidden position, he captured intimate moments that were never meant for public eyes. Kate sunbathing topless, the couple embracing privately, and their most relaxed and unguarded interactions. Neither William nor Kate had any idea they were being watched. The chateau's security team had checked the perimeter and declared it safe from prying eyes. The couple trusted that the thick forest surrounding the property would protect their privacy, just as they had been assured. On their final day at the chateau, as they packed their belongings and prepared to return to their royal duties, the photographer was already preparing to sell his pictures to the highest bidder. He knew these images would cause a sensation and bring him substantial financial gain. The couple returned to London feeling refreshed and ready to resume their official engagements. They had no idea that within days, their private moments would be splashed across magazine covers around the world, turning their peaceful vacation into the beginning of a legal battle that would define their approach to privacy for years to come. As their plane touched down at Heathrow Airport, photographers and reporters waited outside, but this was nothing unusual for the royal couple. They smiled and waved, completely unaware that somewhere in France the most invasive pictures of their private life were about to be published. 3 days after returning from France, Prince William's private secretary rushed into his office at Kensington Palace with an urgent expression. The palace had received an early morning call from a contact in the French media industry, warning them about what was about to happen. "Sir, we have a serious situation," the secretary announced, placing a laptop on William's desk. On the screen was a preview of magazine pages showing intimate photographs of Kate sunbathing topless at the French chateau. William's face turned red with anger as he realized the extent of the invasion of their privacy. Kate was immediately called to the office, and when she saw the images, she felt devastated and violated. These were private moments between a husband and wife, never intended for anyone else to see. The couple had been careful about their public appearances, always maintaining the dignity expected of the royal family, but this felt like a complete betrayal of their trust. The French magazine Closer had purchased the photographs and planned to publish them in their weekend edition. The palace learned that other European magazines were also bidding for the rights to republish the images, threatening to spread them across multiple countries. William immediately contacted his legal team, demanding they take immediate action to stop the publication. He was determined not to let his wife suffer the same fate as his mother, Princess Diana, who had been relentlessly pursued by photographers throughout her life. The memory of Diana's struggles with invasive media coverage made this situation even more personal and painful for William. The royal lawyers worked through the night, preparing emergency legal documents to file in French courts. They argued that the photographs were taken illegally, violating French privacy laws, and that their publication would cause irreparable harm to the royal couple's reputation and personal dignity. Meanwhile, Kate struggled with the knowledge that her most private moments would soon be seen by millions of people around the world. She felt angry, embarrassed, and frustrated that she couldn't even enjoy a private vacation with her husband without being watched and photographed. The palace's communications team prepared statements condemning the invasion of privacy while trying to minimize the potential damage to the royal family's reputation. They knew that once these images were published, They would spread rapidly across the internet, making it nearly impossible to contain them. As the magazine hit French newsstands that Friday morning, William and Kate made the decision that would define their approach to media intrusion for the rest of their lives. They would not simply issue a statement and move on. They would fight back through the courts, setting a precedent that their privacy deserved legal protection. The photographs appeared on magazine covers across France within hours, and the story quickly spread to news outlets worldwide. International media began republishing the images, despite warnings from the palace's legal team. William and Kate watched helplessly as their private moments became global news. The royal couple's legal team, led by some of London's most experienced privacy lawyers, immediately filed a lawsuit in the French courts. They demanded not only that the magazine stop selling copies containing the photographs, but also that all existing copies be removed from circulation and destroyed. Kate found the experience emotionally overwhelming. She had joined the royal family expecting media attention, but this level of invasion felt different and more personal than anything she had experienced before. The knowledge that people around the world were looking at her most private moments made her feel exposed and vulnerable. William stood firmly by his wife's side, publicly expressing his outrage at the violation of their privacy. In a rare personal statement, he compared the situation to the harassment his mother had faced, vowing that he would not allow history to repeat itself with Kate. The French magazine's editors defended their decision to publish the photographs, claiming they were taken in a public place and that public interest justified their publication. They argued that as future monarchs, William and Kate should expect less privacy than ordinary citizens. However, the royal family's French lawyers presented a strong case based on French privacy laws, which are among the strictest in Europe. They argued that the photographs were taken using powerful telephoto lenses from a significant distance, clearly demonstrating intent to invade privacy, rather than capture images in a genuinely public setting. The case attracted international attention, with media outlets around the world covering the legal proceedings. Many newspapers and magazines chose not to republish the images, showing support for the royal couple's right to privacy, while others continued to profit from the invasion. Public opinion was largely supportive of William and Kate, with many people expressing sympathy for their situation and anger at the photographer and magazine. Social media platforms were filled with messages of support, and several celebrity figures spoke out against the invasion of privacy. The legal proceedings moved quickly through the French court system, with judges recognizing the urgency of the situation. The royal family's reputation and the couple's personal dignity were at stake, and every day the images remained in circulation caused additional harm. As the court hearings began, William and Kate prepared to fight not just for their own privacy, but to establish a legal precedent that would protect other public figures from similar invasions in the future. The courtroom in Nanterre, France was packed with journalists and legal observers as the hearing began. William and Kate's legal team presented their case with precision and passion, arguing that the photographs represented a clear violation of French privacy laws and European human rights legislation. The royal family's lead attorney explained to the court how the photographer had used extremely powerful telephoto lenses to capture images from nearly a kilometer away, demonstrating premeditated intent to invade privacy. The lawyer emphasized that the couple had taken every reasonable precaution to ensure their privacy, choosing a secluded location specifically to avoid public attention. Expert witnesses testified about the sophisticated photography equipment used, explaining that the images could only have been captured using professional-grade telephoto lenses worth tens of thousands of dollars. This evidence contradicted the magazine's claims that the photographs were taken casually or accidentally. The defense team representing Closer magazine struggled to justify their client's actions. They attempted to argue that the chateau's terrace was visible from a public road, making it a quasi-public space. But this argument was weakened by evidence showing the significant distance and obstacles between the road and the terrace. Kate provided a written statement to the court describing the emotional impact of the invasion, explaining how the publication of the photographs had affected her mental health and her ability to enjoy private moments with her husband. She detailed how the violation of privacy had made her feel constantly watched and anxious, even in supposedly secure locations. William's statement focused on the broader implications of allowing such invasions to go unpunished. He argued that if photographers could profit from such extreme violations of privacy, it would encourage even more aggressive and invasive behavior from paparazzi in the future. The magazine's editor was called to testify and appeared uncomfortable under questioning. When asked about the decision-making process behind publishing the photographs, he admitted that the potential profits from sales had been a significant factor in their choice to proceed with publication. During cross-examination, it was revealed that the magazine had been offered the photographs for a sum exceeding €100,000, demonstrating the commercial motivation behind the invasion of privacy. The photographer had specifically targeted the royal couple because of their high commercial value. The court also heard testimony about the global spread of the images following their initial publication. Digital forensics experts explained how the photographs had been copied and redistributed across hundreds of websites within hours, multiplying the harm caused by the original violation. As the hearing concluded, both legal teams prepared their final arguments, knowing that the court's decision would set an important precedent for privacy rights in the digital age. While waiting for the French court's decision, William and Kate discovered that the legal battle was far from over. Intelligence from their media monitoring team revealed that several other European publications were preparing to publish the same photographs, requiring additional legal action across multiple countries. The royal couple's legal team immediately expanded their strategy, filing similar lawsuits in Italy and Ireland, where magazines had announced plans to publish the images. Each country's legal system presented different challenges and required specialized local expertise to navigate privacy laws effectively. In Italy, the legal team faced a more complex situation as Italian privacy laws differed significantly from French legislation. The magazine Chi had already gone to print with the photographs, requiring emergency court orders to halt distribution. Italian authorities worked through the weekend to locate and confiscate magazine copies from newsstands across the country. The Irish case presented its own unique challenges, as the magazine Irish Daily Star attempted to argue that their publication served the public interest by exposing security failures in royal protection. This argument was quickly dismissed by legal experts who pointed out that publishing invasive photographs could never be justified as a security review. Throughout this period, Kate continued her royal duties while dealing with the emotional stress of knowing that intimate photographs of her were being distributed and viewed around the world. She attended official engagements with remarkable composure, though those close to her could see the strain the situation was causing. William became increasingly determined to pursue the matter to its fullest legal extent. He instructed his legal team to investigate not only the magazines that published the photographs but also the original photographer and any intermediaries involved in selling the images. Private investigators working for the royal family discovered that the photographer had a history of invasive paparazzi work, having previously been involved in similar violations of privacy involving other celebrities. This information strengthened their case by demonstrating a pattern of deliberate and calculated invasion of privacy. The international nature of the case attracted attention from privacy rights organizations around the world. Legal experts began following the proceedings closely, recognizing that the outcome could establish important precedents for celebrity privacy rights in the digital age. Media coverage of the legal battles themselves became a story, with many outlets choosing to support William and Kate by refusing to republish the images, even as they reported on the court cases. This solidarity from responsible media outlets helped demonstrate that profitable journalism could exist without exploiting invasive photography. As the legal proceedings continued across multiple countries, the royal couple prepared for what they knew would be a long-term commitment to protecting their privacy and setting boundaries with the international media. The breakthrough came when the French court delivered its verdict with remarkable speed and decisiveness. The judges ruled overwhelmingly in favor of William and Kate, ordering Closer magazine to pay substantial damages and immediately halt any further distribution of the photographs. The court's written judgment was particularly strong in its condemnation of the invasion of privacy. The judges stated that the photographs represented a brutal display of the couple's intimacy, and that their publication violated fundamental human dignity regardless of the subject's public status. Most significantly, The court ordered that all remaining copies of the magazine containing the photographs be removed from sale and destroyed. This unprecedented action sent a clear message to other publications considering similar invasions of privacy. The financial penalties imposed on the magazine were substantial, totaling over €100,000 in damages and legal costs. However, William and Kate announced that they would donate any monetary awards to privacy rights charities, emphasizing that their motivation was principle rather than profit. Following the French victory, the legal cases in Italy and Ireland proceeded more smoothly. The strong precedent set by the French court influenced judges in other countries, leading to similar rulings that protected the royal couple's privacy rights. The photographer, who originally took the images, faced separate legal action and was ultimately fined and banned from approaching royal residences or events. His expensive photography equipment was confiscated, and he was required to delete all remaining copies of the photographs from his possession. Legal experts praised the comprehensive nature of the victory, noting that it addressed not only the immediate violation, but also created protective measures for the future. The rulings established clear boundaries for paparazzi photography and strengthened privacy protections for public figures across Europe. The case had broader implications beyond the royal family, as it strengthened legal protections for all individuals against invasive photography. Privacy rights organizations cited the case as a landmark victory that would benefit ordinary citizens as well as celebrities. Kate expressed her relief and gratitude at the court's decision, stating that the victory represented more than personal vindication. She emphasized that the ruling would help protect other women from similar violations and invasions of their privacy and dignity. William viewed the success as honoring his mother's memory by ensuring that the next generation of royals would have stronger legal protections against media intrusion. The victory represented a turning point in the relationship between the royal family and the international press. The legal victory had lasting effects that extended far beyond William and Kate's personal situation. News organizations around the world began revising their editorial policies regarding invasive photography, recognizing that the court rulings had established new legal standards that could apply to their own activities. Professional photography associations implemented stricter ethical guidelines for their members, emphasizing the importance of respecting privacy boundaries, even when photographing public figures. Many photographers voluntarily agreed to distance limitations and ethical standards that went beyond legal requirements. The royal couple used their victory as a platform to advocate for stronger privacy protections for all individuals, not just public figures. They supported legislative efforts to strengthen privacy laws and participated in discussions about digital rights in the internet age. Kate returned to her royal duties with renewed confidence, knowing that legal precedents now existed to protect her family's privacy. She became more comfortable with official photography sessions, understanding that clear boundaries had been established between public duties and private life. William continued to be vocal about media responsibility, using speeches and interviews to emphasize the importance of ethical journalism. He praised media outlets that had chosen not to publish the invasive photographs, highlighting them as examples of responsible reporting. The financial costs of the legal battle were substantial, but the royal family considered them a worthwhile investment in long-term privacy protection. The legal team that achieved the victory became specialists in privacy law, helping other public figures facing similar invasions. Years later, legal scholars continued to cite the case as a landmark victory for privacy rights in the digital age. Law schools used the proceedings as a case study in international privacy law and the balance between public interest and personal dignity. The photographer who originally took the images struggled to find work in the industry. Following his legal defeat and public condemnation, his case served as a warning to other paparazzi photographers about the potential consequences of extreme invasions of privacy. Most importantly for William and Kate, the victory allowed them to move forward with their royal duties and family life, with greater confidence in their privacy protections. They could vacation and spend private time together knowing that strong legal precedents existed to protect them from similar invasions. The triumph in court represented more than a legal victory. It was a statement that even public figures deserve basic human dignity and privacy rights. The case established protections that would benefit not only the royal family, but countless others facing invasive media attention in the modern world.